Upcoming stake.
What's up, everyone? We are doing a quick live tonight. It's been a while since we've talked to anybody. If you can see, Vinny is frantically working to pull up some
Pull up
background.
probables. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pull
man.
up.
So we are very underprepared, which is awesome. It's all good. We're just here to talk about the Belmont Stakes, which is what, 9 or 10 days away now. We haven't talked about it at all here in about a week or so. So we're looking at the probables. We're going to look a little bit at the Met Mile and possibly a little more. And then mentioned on social media to talk about maybe some of the historical Belmont Stakes that meant the most to you, maybe personally, or I just thought was the coolest moment that you've seen in the Belmont Stakes. Because, I mean, obviously it's the third round or the third leg of the Triple Crown and happened there. But yeah, let's just BS a little bit. We had a couple down weeks here, which after the Derby preps and that whole thing, kind of a nice couple weeks of downtime, but we're back, baby. So what's up, Vinny?
Not much, man. Not much. Trying to get these probables pulled up, but nothing much. Got a new phone today, so my phone will actually charge now. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Between that and I'm on a brand new laptop, we are kind of a disaster here, but
right.
good thing is
So
nobody cares. As soon as he gets the probables pulled up here, we'll take a look at that. But no pressure, man. The millions of loyal
it's nothing.
fans
It's
around the
nothing.
globe.
It's nothing. It's nothing fancy. I just pulled it from Horse Racing Nation to see what they have, and I haven't heard.
That is the
Yeah.
probables. But yeah, there's no odds there, but I pretty much know the odds on at least the top few here. So
yeah, some of them will be pretty short. So it's gonna be another one like the Preakness. There's gonna be like 4 or 5 that are below 10-1, and then everybody else will be a massive price.
Yeah.
But I'm actually surprised that this field's staying like this.
So yeah, I thought at least a couple of those would drop. I didn't think Nest was gonna go, and that's I guess at this point looks like it's a go. I think everybody on here looks like a go at this point. So
yeah, I haven't heard anything about Nest actually going or not, but she's still listed as a probable. It wouldn't shock me at this point. I just haven't seen anything where the connections have come out and say that that they're gonna run her or not, but we'll see. It'd be a good spot.
So just to let you guys know, I posted in the live chat just a little bit ago, just to let everybody know to post your favorite Belmont moments or wins or memories, whatever, or smart ass remarks. We will address those as we go here. But yeah, let's take a look at this field. Hauling Time's obviously the latest entry. Your favorite guy, Dale Romans. You're seizing up. I don't know if it's you or me or what, but you might want to drop off and come back. So anyway, yeah, Hauling Time, Dale Romans. Haven't seen the obviously there's no post draw yet or anything, so we don't have real odds on these yet, but I'm assuming Howling Time is going to be an 80-1 type of joint here.
Yeah, I think Howling Time is going to be a pretty big price. I don't know if he might be the longest price on the board. Actually,
were you able to hear me, Vinny? Were you able to hear me?
Not really. I was just texting you.
Yeah,
it's pouring. It's pouring rain here, so my connection goes. Yeah, that's why there's a thunderstorm outside. So
okay, I was making sure.
Doing my best.
I was gonna say if you need to...
it literally said it was like gonna rain here like all day, and it held off until about 5 minutes ago. So here we go.
So outside, I think everybody agrees on who the 5, maybe 6 are that actually matter here. This actually looks like it's in reverse, almost in reverse order for what the favoritism will be at the bottom here, but outside of Ethereal Road. But Kuchar, what's the deal with this horse? Why is this horse running this race?
I don't know if they'll actually end up running him here, but if they do, I mean, he fits. I mean, you can't. I kind of like Rich Strike taking a shot in the Derby. Like you can't win if you're not in it. So here's your shot. Here's your shot, basically. You got tired horses at the end of the Triple Crown Trail, so you're taking a shot.
I guess that's the true for a Golden Glider.
Yep.
Yeah, how about Golden Glider here for Mark Cassie? Any shot, any insight on this horse? I mean, I think you were a little bit high on him earlier in the prep season.
Yeah, I like Golden Glider a little bit here for like underneath usage. He ran second in the Peter Pan, but the Peter Pan was in the slop. I think he'll do much better if he gets a dry fast track. I don't think he's good enough to win here, but he's the one that it won't shock me at 30-1 runs third and makes the trifecta pay a little bit.
All right, we'll just move on down the list. Skippy Longstocking, Safi's horse. This horse has been up and down a little bit. I don't know. I don't see it hitting the board. I mean, maybe if you get him at 30-1 at a price. I mean, it's a little early to look at these because we don't know what the morning line odds is going to be, let alone the post time odds. But this is another one we assume 20, 30 to 1 at least, right?
Yeah.
On Skippy?
Yeah. He'll be 20 to at least 20-1. I'll skip.
We have a legend in the house in the chat. Dennis, welcome. Thanks for joining. We got millions of people around the world joining in, including, I believe, some of my partners on a little mini mutual fund we've been running, where we just narrowly caught the chalk at the end of a pick 4 and a little bit of a heartbreaker, where we basically broke even on a deep ticket, but it was close to some good stuff there. But Canterbury fun on a whatever Wednesday night, whatever night this is.
Nice.
Moving on down. Barber Road, who's been in every race of the year, I feel like. Has there been a race that he hasn't entered yet this year?
He wasn't in the Preakness. So
okay, so 1.
Yeah. Well, there we.
Is he got a shot here or what? What's going on with the?
I don't think so. I think he's one of those. It's a big. I mean, you're gonna get as much for running third or fourth here as you would get winning some of these lower graded stakes. So you might as well take a shot here if you think your horse has any sort of a chance. So all right. Again, he's gonna pass tired. Yeah, he'll pass tired horses late like he did in the Derby, because I think he finished 6th in the Derby. Like that's what he's gonna. Like, that's what he's gonna do here. He's gonna keep on going, and he'll probably pass a few tired horses and finish 4th or 5th.
Yeah, so the top 5 there on this list, I think, are pretty much tosses for me. I don't have any interest. And then you get down to the bottom half, starting with Creative Minister. I like Creative Minister. I think he's a threat to win. I forget what the morning line or the pre-odds Vegas odds ahead of time. I can't remember what they had Creative Minister. I want to say like 7-2 or like 9-2. I thought he was going to be longer than what they set him at. I'll try to dig it.
I think he will be.
It up real quick while we're BSing here, but
yeah,
like 9-2.
Yeah, I think he'll be like 6-7-1 at least. I can't see him taking more money than. He won't take more money than Nest if Nest runs. He won't take more money than We the People. He won't take more money than Rich Strike, and he won't take more money than Mo Donegal. So really, I feel like his odds are really, in my opinion, dependent on if Nest runs or not. If Nest runs, if Nest ends up running, he'll be like 7-8-1. If Nest doesn't run, he'll probably be in that 9-2 range.
Agreed, man. So yeah, Nest is going to take a lot of money if she runs. That is a huge point. Thanks,
Yep.
Dennis, punching
Yep.
in.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, he is.
You
He has
can't.
kind of
You
made
just can't.
a
You
douchebag of
just.
himself.
You just can't trust You can't trust McPeak in big races. He gets a couple good horses every now and again, and they're like he never has a machine. They're never the one that rattles off 4 or 5 straight wins in a row. So it's like he's just tough to trust.
Vinny, I'm gonna need you to turn your. I'm gonna need you to turn that storm off outside because you're locking up every few seconds. But hey,
All right.
we're doing our best.
All right.
Jesse, I agree. I think Vinny, you agree the top 5 are all tosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll be right back.
Vinny's gonna drop off. I'm gonna go ahead and we don't want to see my ugly face that close, do we? Let's see. Yeah. I guess you're stuck staring at me till Vinny gets back. So let's say what's up, Scott. Welcome in. Scott was part of our little gang who got close once again here at another pick 4. We've had a couple heartbreakers the last few days, but hey, man, Canterbury didn't touch the late ones. Gerard with a hot. I don't see pushing too hard on Rich Strike, but at the same time, I'm not going to leave him off all my tickets either. I mean, I think you have to put him underneath at least. Jimmy Riv, go and eliminate all closers. Pretty much agree there too. No, closers don't do well historically at the Belmont, as we all know. Dennis once again talking the trash. Vinny's back. How we looking?
I don't know. It seems
Connection
a little
any better?
It seems a little better.
You're not jumping around as much.
Cool. Yeah, I can't control the weather, unfortunately. So
come on, man.
Here we are.
You can walk on water. Michael Myers checking in, another legend, Prophet's legend out here.
So I don't know. I missed what you.
Another Tacitus reset.
Yeah.
Tacitus is always a reset when Vinny's in the room.
Oh, it's terrible. I missed what you were saying.
You got to reshare the screen share on that one.
Oh, yep. Give me a second. I have it.
Yeah, you dumped off, and everybody had to look at my ugly face in the close up there for a minute. So sorry if I scared all the ladies away.
There we go.
Have a huge contingent of viewers. So here we go. We were at Ethereal Road. Let's talk about Nest. So yeah, we're not 100% sure Nest is running, but what we are 100% sure that we agree on is that she's going to take a bunch of money if she does run, right?
So, yeah, I like her. If she runs, I like her a lot, actually. Her running style, her running style fits perfectly. She's going to sit a length or two off the pace. Her breeding says she should just keep getting better. There's no question with her pedigree, she should be able to get the distance. I mean, she lost to she lost the Secret Oath in the Oaks, and Secret Oath arguably had like one of the best trips and rides that you could get, and she just came up short. So I would take Nest over a few of these, especially with it being Pletcher. If Pletcher is going to run her here, that means she's probably ready to go, because he's not one to enter a filly against the boys unless they're ready.
I believe it's been a while since a filly won the Belmont, going back to like maybe 2007. Sound about right?
Rags to Riches, I believe, is the last one. Yeah.
Rags to Riches, yeah.
And that was also
that's
Pletcher.
About 07, wasn't it?
Yep, that was Pletcher, and she beat Curlin. So
yeah, it could happen, and I wouldn't be shocked if it happened again here. Ethereal Road, moving on. Dwayne Lucas. I don't know. That horse is another one. He's been in every race. He's running. He's had a fine season, made a bunch of money, I'm sure. Hasn't won anything and will not win here. I don't know. Like you said, he might close in and pass tired horses. He's a lot like Barber Road. I feel like those two have been kind of similar all season. I don't know. Any thoughts on Ethereal Road outside of that?
No, I don't like him. I'll toss him. That's fine.
Fleet Alex was a monster. It's a great horse. Jimmy, we're gonna jump into the historical Belmont winners and wax poetically about who we cared about the most and what we like to see there in a few minutes. Let's see. Vinny streamed too much Obi-Wan and his service provider is limit. Yes.
Probably.
Very much.
It would not surprise me at this point. Would not surprise me at this point if that's what happened.
Did you go see Top Gun yet, though? That's the real question.
I did not. My mom saw Top Gun, though, and she said it was really good. So
my parents did too. I thought, like, I'm an 80s kid, so that falls into my timeline. So, but my parents were like rushed out. My parents like broke their neck getting out there fast enough to go see the 60-year-old Tom Cruise go up in Maverick up a little bit. But I don't know. I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah, I'll see it eventually.
I tried to watch the original. That thing is brutal now. I mean, it's so hokey. Nest over Rich Strike. Yeah, agreed.
Agreed.
Especially since I don't know, those two are. I don't know who do you think is going to take more money? I think
Rich Strike. The thing with Rich Strike at this point is that even if you like Rich Strike, he's going to take more money than he's worth. So you're not going to get any value on him.
Where's Rich Strike going off at? Let's assume Nest is running. Rich Strike going off at 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I think the screen sharing is destroying this.
Right.
So
that's all right. Yeah, you got thunderstorms going off. Got new computers, new phones.
All right.
Obi-Wan Kenobi,
I think.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, I think 3-1 is fair on Rich Strike. I think he'll be co-second choice.
How about Nest then? I think Nest like 4 or 5-1. I think you're in the ballpark there, Michael. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I don't know why Ethereal Road has been into about half of these races. It just seems like they just put him in everything that's prestigious.
Oh, because he beat a claiming field in the Sir Barton to get his confidence up.
Yeah.
God, that field was so bad.
All right, so who's left? Let's get this. I gotta reshare you here. We the People, probably the most interesting. A lot of that's your quote unquote wise guy pick, which I don't really think is even a wise guy pick at this point. I just think he's just as likely to win as anybody, don't you? Where are you at on We the People?
I don't like him at all.
Come on.
I don't. He was lone speed in the slop. If it's raining, I will take him. He was lone speed in the slop in the Peter Pan. He gets a huge buyer speed figure, and now he's going here. He's still I still question how good that Arkansas group really was, and he was awful in the Arkansas Derby. And he went off I think he went off second choice in the Arkansas Derby.
Yeah, like, and he was not super competitive. You're right.
No, he wasn't, and I don't. He was lone speed in the Peter Pan on a wet track, and he crushed that field. But again, he was lone speed on a wet track and got to set soft fractions. I don't think that's gonna be
like him. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
There is a scenario where he could run away and tell the world and disappear, and not ever have to deal with anything. Whereas the rest of these horses will have to deal with something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's not my choice to win, but I think there's definitely scenarios that work for him. I think he can win for sure. In fact, there's no chance I'm leaving him off any tickets. Like there's 2 horses here that I'm going to put on every ticket.
So yeah, I'm leaving him off. Yeah, I'm leaving him off all my tickets. I just don't think he
Toss,
gets.
instant toss for Vinny.
No,
Love it.
He beats me. He beats me.
Rich Strike. Tossing him?
I'm not.
Playing him? What are you doing with him?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to. I'm using it. I'm gonna use Rich Strike if I don't single here. I hate. He won the Derby. He won the Derby, and he's been usually the Derby winner's next race is
It's
pretty
undeniable.
good. Yeah.
Right. At least they come back for a second or third.
Yeah. Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bottom half of this field is pretty bad, so I don't see any scenario where he's not a threat to at least get third. I mean,
my issue with him is that he's gonna be 3-1 and not 20-1 like he should be. So
yeah, that's the secret's out on old Richie. And lastly, Mo Donegal, the Pletcher joint's going to be the favorite. Oh,
my fault.
what do you think on?
You're good.
What do you think on Mo Donegal?
He looks tough. I'm not sold on him as a single. He should be the favorite though, I think, and he will be. But he's a tough horse to single because he needs a target in the stretch to run at, and he doesn't always, if he doesn't find his lane quick enough, he's not going to get there. So we'll see. We'll see. I can't single him though.
If Mo Donegal runs a decent race by his standards, he should win though, right? Talking outside of a bad trip,
he's just been one of those horses that unless he gets everything his way, he doesn't win. He doesn't switch paths well. He doesn't take turns well. And we saw in the Derby, Irad had to get him outside because he doesn't want to be inside. So Irad swung him 10 wide, and by the time he started going, the race was over. And that's what happens to him. It happened to him at Gulfstream too. And I know he chased down early voting, but in that race, it was a 2-horse race. There was no other horses in the race. So if he gets that kind of trip, sure, he can definitely win, and he should be the favorite. Well, I feel
like this field is pretty similar to that, though. This is not
it definitely
world-beating field here.
It's definitely similar to that, but I mean, there's horses in here like Creative Ministers is an improving horse. Like We the People's improving. Even Nest is improving, and all three of those horses are going to be closer to closer or on the pace than he will.
Mo Donegal's a deserving favorite to me.
Mm-hmm. I think he's the deserving
you
favorite.
I just don't think on every ticket. Vinny getting some delay or what? I was going to say Mo Donegal's the deserving favorite. We the People, those two are on every ticket of mine. And I think my third choice is Nest. Rich Strike is fourth, and he's going to be on a lot of my underneath tickets. I wouldn't play. I don't see how you single. If you're talking single Mo Donegal, I don't like that at all.
No, I couldn't.
You better find another single in that sequence to me.
Yeah, I see. My thing is I think Mo Donegal isn't a lock as a favorite in my opinion. So depending on the rest of the sequence, if the rest of the sequence ends up being a little bit chalky, I'll probably take a stand against Mo Donegal and not use him, just because I'll look I think he's beatable as a favorite in this spot. No matter what if he goes off at 2-1, I still think he's beatable. So I might try to beat him here. I really haven't decided yet, and I'd have to look at it a lot more closely.
No Derby winners in 20 years has won the Belmont besides the Triple Crown winners. That's an interesting fact. I didn't think of that.
And only one Peter Pan winner has won in the last 30 years as well. And that was Tonalist in 2013 or 14 when he beat California Chrome. So the Peter Pan also has not been the best of preps for the Belmont.
All right, let's look this over real quick.
Yep. Most likely will be.
Or it'll take one to blow it all up, like what usually happens.
Yep.
When it looks super chalky, there's usually one to blow it all up. Speaking of that sequence, you want to talk about the Met Mile a little bit? You want to bring that up?
Give me a second here.
Once again, you're dealing with
Yeah, it's storming here, so
absolute
I apologize for the connection.
fluid transitions for us tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Who cares?
Yeah, I'm doing my best. There's not many probables right now.
You're high on the payroll, so we would expect better from you. You know.
One day.
Michael Myers looking for a $10 pick 4. Go ahead. What, like 3 singles and a double in that sequence? What are you doing?
Yeah. So right now, I mean the horses have already had to have entered, but right now there's only 4. I'm not even gonna pull it up. There's only 4 listed horses right now as probables for the Met Mile. And I already know Jackie's Warrior probably isn't going because they said he's looking more towards a sprint rather than going to the Met Mile. So right now, the 3 probables besides Jackie's Warrior are Aloha West, Speaker's Corner, and Flightline. So I mean, it would be a great 3-horse field,
Yeah.
but I mean,
that's a good 3.
I would be surprised. I won't believe Flightline is running until he's actually in the gate, but the Speaker's Corner right now has been a monster. Between those two, it should be between those 2 horses, that should be a very good race if they both show up. Yeah, Jackie's in the grade 2, in the grade 2 sprint. I thought I saw something like that they were going to send him there. So that kind of ruined
my golden retriever, dude. I was just out throwing a tennis ball at that thing, and he's pretty fast. Maybe I should enter him in. That's to the Met Mile. I don't know. There's only 3 or 4 entries. He could hit the board, maybe. That's pretty bad, dude. I don't understand that, but
well, if you have,
I don't understand how you have a race of that magnitude and you get 3 entries. It's ridiculous.
I mean, if you have, the thing is, there's some people that are okay with their horses losing, and there's other people that want their horses to win and go in winning spots. So, like, if you have a horse like Flightline, who, like, when he actually runs, he runs, he runs the speed of sound. And then you have Speaker's Corner, who's been on a tear this year. Why bother running?
I feel like Flightline is becoming like the Yeti, to where you just hear about it a lot, and then there's like maybe like grainy footage of him, but you don't really see him ever. And it's pretty wild. But what's up, Colin? Other nominees? Colin, I assume we're talking the Met Mile.
Yeah. Okay. So
there's Cattle River reinvestment risk. That'd be cool. Yeah, that would make it a respectable field.
Happy Saver would be one that I think could stack up to those top 2. I think he's gonna have a decent comeback year. But I mean, the chances of beating both Flightline and Speaker's Corner, the way both of them have been running, kind of slim. So yeah, I am expecting a very small field for this Met Mile this year, unfortunately.
Speaker's Corner early in the Derby prep season for him, and he never emerged until way late. But yeah, he's coming around, man. He does. He looks like a world beater right now. All right, what else? Anything? Any other races in this sequence that anybody wants? Just chirp up in the chat, because I don't really know, honestly. Like
the Ogden 5th.
There's like 9 major stake races that day, so it's not like we can't, or we're gonna sit here and cover all 9 of them. But it's interesting going on in your mind, besides the 2-horse grudge match.
The Ogden Phipps is looking like a strong race. If both Latruska and Malathat show up, that would be a good one. The Woody Stevens, Jack Christopher is going to be the heavy favorite there. I'm going to imagine. The Acorn, Echo Zulu is supposed to run. So
yeah, so
there's
there's your explanation on that really chalky sequence then.
yeah. It
A
could be a
bunch of
very,
talent
but
spread
then
out
you
over
have,
4 or 5 races.
but yeah, you got the Jiper, which is turf sprint. That should give a bomb, or at least a shot at a
always.
bomb. You got the Manhattan with the big turf race. That could go either way. So just a game, the turf mile for the Phillies and Mares. That's another one that can go either way depending on who shows up. So that's it's chalky, but I think you can get some prices.
Yeah, that turf sprint will have a strap up your seatbelt for those. Those usually get a 20-1 or so in there. I don't know. You want to look at some historical? Everybody, anybody in the chat, throw down what was the biggest Belmont Stakes winner that you can remember, or most memorable moment for me. Obviously, Pharaoh, 2015, finally getting it done. First horse in my lifetime to win the Triple Crown. Easy call for me. Pharaoh was a monster. Say what you want about him, but it was the biggest moment in horse racing in my lifetime, man. I wasn't alive for Secretariat. I'm old, but I'm not quite that old. I almost qualified. I'm sure some of the people on here did qualify, but I'd be a liar if I said it. So Pharaoh, chime in on that if you want. Colin saying, what do we think about Skippy? I think you can play him on a deep underneath. I don't give him much of a shot to win. How about you, Vinny?
I don't until Safi wins a race outside of Gulfstream with one of these in these graded stakes. I'm not using any of his horses. I've been on that boat for a while.
Kenny Bordeaux.
Could he get maybe third or fourth? I don't think this race is going to be deep enough to go to really play something like that, in my opinion. I think the bottom half of that field is very bad.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. These are the past Belmont winners. Yeah, let's talk a little history here. Obviously, the 73, you may have heard of them. Secretariat laid down the greatest single race in the history of the game. Likely will never be matched, and I hope it isn't, because that was sweet. Greatest race in history. I wasn't there for it. That's why I qualified the American Pharaoh piece. But Vinny, you're 10 years or so younger than me. So what was it for you? Was it Pharaoh? Was it something else?
I mean, the Pharaoh moment was cool. I've never been, I was never his biggest fan. I'd really have to think about what my favorite overall Belmont was. The one I won the most money on was Creator. I won the most money on Creator. I had that pick 4 a few times with that Creator just caught Destin at the wire. So for personal reasons, that's probably one of my at least recent favorites. I won
think
money
Michael
on Rag. Yeah.
Michael's statement there, I think, is the biggest reason why Pharaoh was so important, because I watched a lot from the early 2000s all the way up until then. There was a lot close. Barbaro, and I mean, you could name 3 or 4 that got the first 2 and failed on the third one. Then it finally happened. It really did look like it would never happen again. And then when Pharaoh did it, it was sweet. Let's see. Seattle Slew, 1977. Let's scroll up a little bit. Seattle Slew, yeah. 77. So from 73 to 77, you had 2 of the, and then affirmed in 78, 3 of the greatest of all time, really. So
Yeah, that
I
was
know Vinny wasn't even born yet.
nope.
I was born in that range somewhere. I'll just say that. I'm just a young man out here. And we'll scroll through the 80s. Swale, Swally, however you say them. Yeah, that's another one you hear different pronunciations every time, and everybody thinks they know the real one. But yeah, throw down who won you the most money, because that's a different story than Pharaoh. Because I don't think anybody made a ton on Pharaoh. Jimmy, I'm sure you're talking about Secretariat. Michael's joking, and we know it. Summerbird, that was
Yeah, Summerbird was my dad had Summerbird. I did not,
what year was
unfortunately.
that? What year was that? Not 2009.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rags to Riches 07. I think that was the last Philly, right? Yep.
yeah.
Last year, Essential Quality, Tis the Law, which were the two best horses of the year, in my opinion, in both years. Sir Winston Justify. Little horse named Justify got it done. Who'd you make the most money on with these?
For me, it was Creator. I made a lot of money on Creator, and then probably Essential Quality last year. I made a couple thousand on Essential Quality winning last year.
I'm pretty sure Empire Maker for me, because I think he was the favorite for sure. I want to say he was around 5-2, but I laid down the biggest bet of my life on that race, because I was absolutely certain he was going to win if he didn't have something catastrophic happen, and he did. So that horse is always a big one for me. And then yeah, man, I swing and miss at the Belmont all the time, because I usually don't play the favorite, rarely ever.
So Drosselmeyer was a big price if I remember correctly too. Art saying him and his buddy had Drosselmeyer. So
Yeah,
I had Drosselmeyer in the Breeders' Cup Classic the year he won
I
it.
think that was a long one.
Yeah, I had him in the Classic the year that he won. So I've caught him on one of his price days.
Summer Bird beating mine that bird. Yeah, that's a wild one. That was a wild year.
No, that 09 is still I had the sickest the Travers, I had the sickest beat I've ever had that year. And I think Summerbird ran like third or fourth in that race.
Who won the Travers that year? I can't remember.
Colonel John won the Travers that year over a head bob over Mambo in Seattle, who I had a good amount of money on Mambo in Seattle as a senior in high school. Yeah, I had a
So you
lot
had
of money
tons of
on.
money to throw away.
Oh, it was if you ever get a chance, go back and watch the replay. Like that race was so close at the end that they hit the wire, and Robbie Alvarado was on Mambo in Seattle. And after they crossed the wire, he raised his hand like he won the race, and like he lost by like the dirtiest of noses. Yep, like they even they even called Durkin even said like after the like on the call that he's like Robbie Alvarado has raised his hand in victory, and then they showed the photo like 5 minutes later and he lost, and it was just that was heartbreaking because I had him to win, and you think he went off at like 10 or 11 to 1 or something like that, but I had him singled over everything. I played Mambo in Seattle all in everything, and it was just heartbreaking.
Damn. So yeah, I remember Birdstone.
Yep.
Who was
Smarty Jones.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Smarty Jones.
S. Jones. That was a heartbreaker too. That was the one that was going to get it done.
That was still one of my favorite. But it's Tom Durkin. It's been 26 years and just one furlong away. One of the best calls.
Yes, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, dude. Durkin's a monster. I don't know. Going back into the 90s, I think I got to the. I only paid attention to Triple Crown contenders at that point. I got hardcore fandom in the early 2000s. So I don't know, man. Colonel John Collins said he hit that nice hit. I can't remember. He was probably close to one of the favorites.
No,
What
yeah,
up,
I don't
Pyro?
think he was that day, if I remember correctly. That was a
He
very
wasn't.
balanced Travers
He wasn't
field.
the Derby. Wasn't he Derby? Wasn't he Derby? He might have been a favorite, or he was in the top.
He
Couple.
got bet in the Derby, if I remember correctly. He
Yeah, I
was a
want to say he was
poly.
a favorite.
He was a synthetic horse, and like his best races came on synthetic, and then he won the Travers, and that changed that.
Taprit 200 to win. I can't remember what his odds were, Jimmy, but I'm guessing it was pretty sweet because that was another one. I didn't see that coming at all.
It's crazy looking at some of these times and then going down the Secretariat's time and just realizing how much quicker he's ever run than anybody. I mean, like you said, like besides Tis the Law when it was only a mile and an eighth, but like you a lot of
the adjusted
220, 226, like 226. It seems like it's like that 226 range seems like it's like the fastest.
That's a good time.
Yeah, and then like you see a lot of 227. Yeah, but then you get and you get to.
In fact, I haven't seen anything better than a 226 yet. As we scroll through.
Yeah, and then you had 224. Like he ran two full seconds faster than everybody else. Like just absolutely ridiculous.
And that was like, I mean, no disrespect to the people back in those days, but it's just like any athlete now. How much more finely tuned are athletes now in any sport, in any professional sport? I mean, just look at like basketball, football, horse racing, whatever.
Oh yeah, no, and they haven't been able to
tell like the nutrition and the work regimen that people are just smarter with.
His times are just and that's why when Arrogant ran that Travers race, it was so eye popping because like there's some records you just never expect to see broken, and like a mile and a quarter at Saratoga was another one of those records where it was like that's probably never going to happen. And they will probably, it will take an absolute freak of a horse to break that record going a mile and a half.
What did Justify run? Because that was a freak show.
He didn't. I don't think he ran 228. Yeah, like
that's pretty like average amongst all these.
Mm-hmm.
Farrell ran a 226, which is one of the better of all time.
Yeah. APND 226. Yeah.
Secretariat's on a different level, bro.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there's only a couple mile and a half races at Belmont every year. So yeah.
Anything else? What are we doing, man? We got 9 days or whatever. What's going on this weekend? Is anybody playing? I mean, are we playing Will Rogers this week? What are we doing?
Churchill's got a good Saturday card.
Yeah, and I know Belmont's got some good cards coming through too. So
Belmont's got a couple. Belmont's got the Pennine Ridge, I think, is this weekend. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Churchill and Belmont's got some.
I think and I believe Emmanuel's entered in the Pennine Ridge, I believe. So that's
So hell yeah, man. Thanks for everybody for joining in. We just wanted to go down memory lane a little bit with the Belmont, talk a little bit about the field this year. It's not the most interesting, and I don't think that Secretariat Belmont record is in any jeopardy this year. I mean, I don't see this as the most impressive field I've ever seen. But I think it could be another good betting race. That's one thing you can say about the Triple Crown races have been good betting races, which is half the fun, right?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be 4 or 5 horses that take money in this one. It's only going to be a 9-horse field or whatever, but 4 of them at least will take some money. If you like anybody outside of those 4, you're going to get huge odds. So, anything else going on? What are we doing? NBA, who's going to win the NBA?
Warriors in 5.
Hey.
Warriors in 5. I got a bet on the Warriors.
What happened to LeBron? What happened to the GM?
They're bad.
There's a good question right there. Does a smaller field help or hurt Mo?
It helps. I think a smaller field helps, like the Wood Memorial. I think absolutely a smaller field helps because he doesn't need to go around 10. Like, instead of going 10 wide, he only needs to go 4 or 5 wide. Like, I think that is the major difference with Mo Donegal, and that was part of the reason I didn't like him in the Derby.
He had way too much. Way too much to go wrong for him in the Derby.
Yeah, and it did. He finished well, but it went wrong. Whoa, no way, go Celtics. I got a buddy of mine's got some good money on the Celtics, so I wouldn't be too upset if I lost I cashed my one Warriors bet already.
What was it?
So.
The Warriors are kind of trending back for the first time in a little bit, huh? They're looking good.
I played them. I played them back in February to win the title. So.
Nice work. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, they started getting.
I'm not that hardcore in NBA anymore. I just can't.
They just started getting healthy at the right time. When everybody started getting healthy for them at the right time, it was like, all right, like, this team is just going to be very tough to beat 4 times in a week.
What about NHL? You doing any of that? Colin's commenting he's got the Oilers.
I don't know. I don't know shit about hockey.
I really don't either. I'm from Hockey Town. Respect the game and appreciate it. I'd be talking out of my ass if I even.
Yeah, I have no.
Oilers though, Colin. Good luck, man. Like.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say about growing up in Detroit, right, and seeing the Red Wings in their prime, so dude, that's the most. I think there's the most random odds as far as who can win at what time, because it's basically who's got the hot goalie and who's got the hot hand, even more so than NBA.
Yeah,
so
I know nothing about hockey. I
have heard that. Colin said he 12 goals to win a game. That's wild. I've seen some of the scores and it's like, dude, is that even real? It's kind of like watching the old when the Pistons were good again from Detroit. So when the Pistons were good, it was like 80 to 70 games and stuff like that.
Yeah. Back when you could punch people on defense.
Like dudes are throwing up a 12 piece in hockey.
Yeah. Great. Crazy.
Back when the game was better.
Yeah, back when defenders actually could play defense and didn't have to step out of the way or get called for a foul.
Yeah, it was much better. Banging down there with Lambeer and Cartwright and those guys for the Bulls, Robert Parrish and all those dudes. That was so much better. Now you got prima donnas shooting the basketball from half court.
Steph Curry changed the game.
I don't know. Do what you will. Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for watching, dude. He did, dude. I got to give it to him. Not a fan, but mad respect. The dude's the greatest of all time when it comes to shooting the ball, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back with some more Belmont coverage when we get a little more knowledge of what's actually happening. But hopefully you enjoyed that. It was fun to talk about the old timers a little bit too. So. Thanks, everyone. Peace out.